Hello and welcome to Playing Favorites Pandemic Edition. I'm your host, Dashiell Meier. Everyone has favorites, and on this show we talk about all kinds of our favorite things. Today on Playing Favorites, my guest is Karamo Brown. He is one of the Fab Five on the Emmy Award-winning show Queer Eye. Welcome to the show, Karamo.
You're so welcome, Dash. Like I said before, I'm a big fan. I watched your show. I think you're an awesome host and have like amazing style. So I'm literally gonna take a screenshot of this to send to my castmate Tan and be like, this blue on blue, we're all about tone on tone. So I'm gonna just take a screenshot because I have to show Tan how great you look. Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
Question time.
I'm ready.
Okay, so this may be hard to believe, but some viewers might not have seen Queer Eye. Can you tell us a little about your show?
Sure. So Queer Eye is a show where five human beings from different backgrounds come together to help someone. We all identify as either gay or one of us identifies as bisexual. And so that's where the name queer came from. And then it's all about like us being experts. So we have someone who helps with the hair, someone who helps with the fashion, someone who helps with the cooking, someone who helps with redesigning your house. And then my job is to figure out what's going on the inside. Why haven't you combed your hair? Why haven't you eaten better? And so I worked in social services for many years. And so I bring that to the forefront of like really focusing on the mental health.
And what I like about the show Queer Eye, since I'm a super fan myself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm a huge Karamo fan.
Oh, my friend. So we're both fans of each other. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, and so what I like about your show is the hip tips. I take them very seriously, and I want to make sure that I stay true to myself as well as my heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a great lesson that I'm glad you got a bit from the show that you're helping your audience to learn as well, because the more you can stay true to yourself and your heart, that's where your true happiness comes from. Oh, you and I, kindred souls.
Yes. So how did you get the job on Queer Eye?
To be very honest with you, I begged a lot because they had told me that they were already done picking the cast and that I wasn't going to be able to be on it. And a lot of times we get no's in our lives where people tell us where we can't do something, we're not good enough. And they told me, no, you can't audition. And I just knew in my heart that if I had the opportunity to get in there, that I would be able to bring something to the show about mental health. And luckily, after begging and asking and looking for help, finally someone said, sure, we'll bring you in. And they brought me in on the day before they did the final casting with all the guys. And luckily I slipped in there. They told me I had one shot. And similar to you, I just was my authentic self and just was confident and got the job. And so that's how it happened.
So what is your favorite part of doing the show?
It's two things. It's having fun with the guys. And sorry, my light just changed. It just went down a little bit. So literally, it's having fun with my castmates, the Fab Five. Literally, when we get together, we act like we are 16-year-olds, even though you're a mature 16-year-old, but I feel like we could have a lot of fun. Like if you hung out with us, you would like, we get into like silliness. If you've seen it on the show, we start to laugh. We get goofy. We take food from each other. We do a lot of crazy things, and it feels nice because as adults, sometimes people say, you have to leave that childlike spirit behind. You can't be curious about life. And so it's fun to be with them. And then also, I just love helping people. I love talking to new people and helping them.
I also, like you, I love helping people. And so I'm a self advocate and I advocate for my needs and other people like me.
Yes, that is beautiful. That is literally, I want to tell you, is you, you're gonna take my job because you almost got me emotional right here. I am getting emotional, but to have the courage to speak up for yourself and to speak up for others is something that most of us don't have because we're afraid of being judged, we're afraid of being hurt. And it doesn't mean that sometimes that doesn't happen, but it's all about having the courage to continue to go. And that's why I'm such a fan of yours, because you are an advocate for yourself and for others. And I know that some days may be hard, but you just do your best and to ask for help from your great family. And I admire you a lot.
I admire you a lot too.
My brother, thank you.
Okay. This is a question that all of the Queer superfans, like myself, are constantly wondering. Right?
Okay.
So, where do you get your epic jackets? You
um,
love them.
I have a lot. I think I have about maybe like 500, 600 jackets.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the thing. I get cold very easily. So it wasn't at first for fashion. It was just because I'm always cold. And so that's why I started wearing them. But then I started people were like, oh, these are cool. So I was fine. So I go to all type of stores. Like I go to some stores like thrift stores and I'm all about like getting, a nice jacket for $2 or $5. I also ask my friends who are creatives and designers if they'll make me some. So it's a variation. You want me to send you one?
Well, that would be great. And
All
I
right,
have
great.
stuff for you too, which I'll show you later.
Okay, I can't wait to see it later.
So, are you friends off camera?
Great friends. Yeah. What people see on camera is what we are like off camera. And I think that's one of the things that why people like the show. They can feel the real friendship. They can feel like we actually like each other. And don't get me wrong, there are some days where they get on my nerves. I know you have siblings, and so some days your siblings probably like annoy you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. Sometimes we annoy each other, but at the end of the day, you love each other and you figure it out.
So, do you see the other guys in person or on Zoom now?
I've only been able to see Bobby and Tan. For everyone who doesn't watch the show, Bobby is our interior designer, and then Tan is our fashion guy. They live in LA, so I'm able to see them, but Jonathan and Anthony, I'm not able to see because they're in New York. But I miss them a lot because, it's sort of like when school's not in, you miss your friends, you want to be around them. I'm tired of being trapped in the house. I just wish people would put on a mask so that we could go outside again. And so I do miss them a lot.
We all have stress in our lives, and we
Mhm.
all feel it. So, how do you deal with stress?
Um, well, the first thing I do is when I'm stressed, I don't hide it. And I think a lot of people think if you hide your stress or hide your feelings of anxiety, that you're actually doing other people a favor. And that's not true. People want to connect. People want to know what you're feeling. And so I believe it's so important to when you're stressed to acknowledge it. It doesn't mean like lashing out on someone else and being like, ah. For me, it's about like saying to someone, I don't feel my best today. I don't feel good. I feel down. I feel sad. It's about like not holding it in and making sure people know like, if you're feeling that way, we can talk about it. Because I think when you talk about it, you're able to learn how to grow through it and to be better and to feel better. And so that's how I deal with stress. The first thing I do is don't hold it in, talk about it. It's like a burp. If you hold your burp in, or you're not to be gross, your farts in, it starts to hurt. So you don't want to hold it in.
Yeah, and what I do to release my stress,
Yeah.
well, I just jam out in my room and just sing as loud as I can.
Oh, that's awesome. You like to sing too?
Yeah. Anyways, you give really good advice.
Yeah.
And I admire that.
Thank you.
So, do you always feel comfortable with yourself?
The answer is no. I don't always feel comfortable with myself. Sometimes I feel bad because of what other people say. You know, like being the five of us, people like to put us in different categories, and they don't realize that when they do sometimes, it hurts each of us. So they'll say things about like how we look, or one person is funnier and they'll say like, oh, you're not funny, or like, you're not as good looking. And so it starts to affect how you feel about yourself. And so there are moments where even though I know how to get through it, which is remembering and practicing saying good things about myself, in the moment, it does hurt, you know, and the same thing goes for the rest of the guys. We all feel it. We all feel bad some days, and we feel like, you know, well, I don't feel good today. But the moment you talk about it and start to tell yourself good things, you start to work through it.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge it in order to get over it.
You better preach, acknowledge it to get over it. That is exactly it. Once you talk about it, once you say it out loud,
It makes you feel much better.
So much better. It's like what we talked about earlier, not holding it in. The minute you let it out, it just makes you just that first step to feeling like, okay, I'm going to be better.
Yeah. And so I've been dreaming of asking this discussion for I don't know how long.
Okay, cool.
So what does being a true hero mean to you?
Oh, I think being a true hero to me is just being your authentic self and loving yourself. That's why I'm really inspired by you and admire you so much, because I think when you can be yourself and you can go after your dreams, and you know, doesn't mean you're always happy, doesn't mean you're all, you know, sad all the time, just means like you're just you. That's what a hero is. It's a hero is someone who loves themselves but also tries to help others.
Do you have any advice for people with disabilities, such as myself, who have trouble fitting in?
That's a very good question. You have to always remember, as you know, that there's a lot of people who are hurting themselves. And when people are hurting, they sometimes try to hurt other people. And so, you know, someone they can focus on and try to hurt easily in their minds is someone who is disabled. And it's one of the things of saying to yourself, oh, when you're trying to hurt me, it's not about me. It's because you're hurting. I don't think any human being would try to hurt someone else unless they were hurting themselves. But I think it's all nice to say like, oh, it's not about me, you're hurting. But I think the next thing is to remember there are people to love you, people who want to support you, people who want to see you succeed. And for you to go out and find that group, to find those people and know that there are people who want to be friends, who want to hang out, who want to just see you happy. And so when the person who tries to hurt you does what they do, say what they say, it's for you to say, this isn't about me. It might hurt, but I'm going to find some people who are going to make me feel good and who love me and support me. And I think that's 2 small steps we can take to really making sure our disabled brothers and sisters feel comfortable and know that they are loved.
Yeah, like people with disabilities and Down syndrome have a poor past. I want people to like grasp the concept of, hey, I'm having a hard time right now, but you need to let go.
Yes. Oh my God. You're my hero, man. Like, I love it. I'm going to let you know, at 16, I wish I had the knowledge you have. And I'm just so in awe of you. Like, you already got the style going on. You got the good hair going on. You got the knowledge. You're like the Fab Five all in one. If you tell me you can cook, literally you're on it. Can you cook?
Yes, I can.
See, I'm just like, honestly, at 16, I wasn't cooking like that. I applaud you, my friend.
I actually cooked my own meals.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite meal to cook?
Omelets, pancakes, waffles.
Yes, sign me up.
Now it's time for the speed round.
Okay, I'm ready.
On these cards, I have a list of different categories, and Karamo's going to tell us his favorite for each one. Okay. Let's start! So, what's your favorite thing about being named Karamo?
That no one else has it. It's super unique, and so I feel good that it's all mine.
Yeah, the reason why I like my name is because it's unique, and it makes me feel special.
Yeah, same.
So, what's your favorite candy bar?
So I don't like chocolate. It's the one thing I don't like. And I know people say all the time, like, that's so weird. I don't like chocolate, so I eat payday bars because it's like peanut butter and like peanuts. But my favorite candy is Starburst and Skittles. I'll eat those all day long. This is how much I love Starburst. This is my
An entire jar full.
Do you see this?
Wow.
I
This is a
literally
lot.
eat them all and fill them back up. This is horrible. Everybody out there, do not do this. But this, and the smell of it smells so good. It just smells fruity. So this is what I love.
What's your favorite thing about Texas?
I don't live there anymore. That's my favorite thing. Have you ever been to Texas?
Yes, I've been to Dallas. It was pretty hot.
Yeah, the heat, I mean, is like, it's so hot. There's mosquitoes. The people can be very nice, but I think there's some times where, you know, there's some southern states where people don't always treat everyone equal. And that's what I don't like about it. And that's true for everywhere in our country. And I think that's why it's important for people like you and I to always make sure that we fight for equality and to make sure, but like, I'm okay on Texas.
So what's your favorite Spike Lee movie?
Ooh, my favorite Spike Lee movie? It would have to be a movie called School Days. It was way, 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 way before you were born. It was actually, when I was young, it came out. But it's one of the reasons that I went to the college I went to, because the movie just was about music and cool fashion and like people connecting and like the Black experience in college. And it was really cool.
I just like Disney.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney too.
So what's your favorite dog breed? I like Golden Retrievers so much.
Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. I actually have like a little mini pin Chihuahua. This is my baby. Mwah. His name is Logan. So
So cute.
he's an old guy, 16 years old now. I've had him forever.
So what's your favorite member of One Direction?
I'd have to say it's probably Harry. Zayn looks like he'd be too cool for me to hang out with. So I like Harry. He seems normal.
So I know you can't say who your favorite Queer co-host is. So how about telling us what's your favorite thing about each of them?
Sure. My favorite thing about Bobby is the fact that he is so trusting. You can tell him anything and he will always support you and he will never betray you. My favorite thing about Tan is how encouraging he is. No, it's actually how level-headed he is. He will always think rationally and practically about everything, and he'll never like take sides. He's always like, well, this is what's best. What I love about Anthony is how sensitive he is. He's probably the one that I can go to and we can have a good cry, and you can't do a good cry with Tan. He will say, no, don't come near me with those tears. But Anthony, you can have a good cry with. And then my favorite thing about Jonathan would probably be his courage just to continuously be himself in all forms. You know, I think we're all equally funny and smart. And so those things are just equal. It's like these little small things that I turn to them for.
I can actually see that. So what's your favorite place to sit in the car?
The driver's seat. On Queer Eye, Bobby and I normally are the only two that drive. They call us mom and dad because I'm dad, Bobby's mom, and Jonathan's the baby. We really don't like when the baby drives because he drives very crazy. And we call Tanny grandpa because he doesn't like to drive. And when he drives, he complains about it. And then Anthony doesn't know how to drive. So we call him our little middle child that still is learning. Dad loves to drive. So if you see most of the show, I will always be in the driver's seat.
My sister drives too. I don't want to drive.
So you'd be our Anthony and your sister would be me in the driving department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite karaoke song?
Crazy in Love by Beyonce and Jay-Z. And the reason I picked that one is because you get to always have someone you can sing with. Because like when I do karaoke, I get really nervous. And so if I can have somebody up there with me, then it makes it a little bit more fun.
Thank you for being on the show, Karamo.
You're so welcome, my friend. Anything and anytime. You are an amazing young man. And it's truly an honor to be on this show with you.
Karamo wrote this book.
Oh, you have my book. You're amazing.
A must-have for any true QI fan like me. And here's your merch, a Playing Favorites sticker, and a Playing Favorites face mask.
Oh, nice. Thank you
And
so much.
happy birthday.
Yes, it's coming up next week. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much.
So this is like my early birthday present to you. Remember, viewers, to like and subscribe. I'm your host, Dashiell Meier. Thanks, Karamo.
Thank you, Dash. I appreciate you so much.